CCX Sports presents coverage of Lake Conference softball. Today, a matchup between the Wayzata Trojans and the Hopkins Royals. From Hopkins High School in Minnetonka, John Jacobson and Jim Feldman for today's telecast. Second meeting of the season between the Trojans and the Royals. Wayzata losing to Hopkins in their season opener, and for Wayzata, that's been the way their season's gone. They have not won a game yet, had an extra inning loss earlier this week, Jim, but so far they come in at 0-8. Hopkins has lost their last two, but overall a good season for the Royals to start. They're 6-2.
Yeah, so the teams are kind of going in opposite directions, at least trending in opposite directions. We'll have to see how it comes out in the field of play today.
Kenzie Merritt is the pitcher for Hopkins. Amy Quast steps in and takes the first pitch strike. Amy Quast, the leadoff batter for Wayzata. She's the shortstop. She'll be followed by Allison Miller and Katie Walk here in the first inning. Give her the rest of the batting order in a moment. Merritt's a one pitch into Jeske, hit up in the air, out to left center field, and it's the center fielder Barzak, Evelyn Barzak, making the catch for the first out of the game. Rest of that batting order for Wayzata. She'll get the fly out by Quast at the beginning of the game, and Barzak able to track it all the way and make the catch. Miller, Walk, and then Sydney Rovar will be at fourth. Anna Ingman, Molly Lang, Megan Witchker, Georgie Elswick, and Mackenzie Murray. Caitlin Mortensen is the flex player. She'll play second base, but not in the starting nine as far as batting order. Allison Miller steps in, fouls the first pitch off.
Yeah, this is a stunning day for softball today.
It is nice, isn't it?
We have had some bad weather earlier on, but this is something else. You don't even have the sun to contend with, very little breeze.
Fouled off toward the Hopkins dugout, and quickly 0-2 to Miller.
Any breeze that does pop up seems to be blowing in from right field. Probably won't be enough to affect play.
Merritt's pitch. Go around.
Yeah,
yes, she did. There's strike three.
Got rung up by the base umpire. Yeah.
Now batting for the Trojans, number 9, Katie Walk.
Zoe Jeske, the catcher, had no doubts. He was already thrown down to first base. She knew that was strike three. Katie Walk steps in.
Those pitches up in the eyes, they're hard to lay off a lot of time. Yeah.
No doubt. Walk, one of the veterans of this Wayzata team, but a lot of young players for the Trojans. Just getting used to play at the varsity level, and Coach Kelsey Anderson told us, that they're improving. We've definitely made big strides since the beginning of the season. It just hasn't shown yet in the win column. There's a strike call. Inside quarter, 1-1 now to Walk.
Well, and even Kelsey Anderson's doing, I'm sure, some growing. This is the first year head coaching a high school team.
Strike call, it's 1-2.
Pounding the strike zone early. That's a good way to set the tone for the game.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Merritt ahead on the count. Change up, hit in the air out to center field. Barzak in a few steps makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3, top of the first inning. So nothing across for Wayzata. A good start for Merritt and the Royals. Hopkins batting order. It'll be Hannah Kleist to lead it off today for the Royals. Evelyn Barzak in center field batting second. Natalie Den Hartog, their shortstop, hits third. Mackenzie Merritt, the pitcher, hitting fourth. Parker Stoddard, first baseman, will bat fifth. Cassie Shears in left field will bat sixth. Kirsten Magard is the second baseman, hitting seventh. Batting eighth is the DP for today, Macy Shatirishvili. And then Zoe Jeske is the catcher, batting ninth. Morgan Hawley is the flex player, and she is playing right field. Kenzie Murray, the pitcher for Wayzata. Had some varsity play last year. She's just a sophomore.
Yeah, and they've kind of gone with a two-person tandem in doing a lot of pitching.
Now batting for your
Whereas
Royals, the third baseman, number 6, Hannah Kleist.
Yeah, Merritt has pitched every inning so far for Hopkins. So Kleist leading off. Comes hitting at .400 on the season. In 8 games, pitch up high for ball 1. Really solid top of the order for Hopkins as far as batters. Kleist, Barzik, Jen Hartog, Merritt, Stoddard, first 5 batters, especially having good seasons.
Yeah, it's always great to load your lineup with great hitters right off the bat. Give the team off to a good start.
Inside is a 3-ball count to leadoff hitter Hannah Kleist. And takes 4 wide ones, or out of the strike zone anyway, and that she is on first. She has 8 steals on the season in 8 attempts, so one to watch for on the bases.
The center fielder, Evie Barzik.
Evelyn Barzik, the center fielder, had a couple of putouts in the top half of the first, batting second today for the Royals. And there goes the runner, Kleist, throw down to second, not in time. She got her 9th steal of the season.
But she beat that one easily. Pretty quick down the bases.
Barzik on the season, a .238. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike.
She's got the first strike of the game out of the way and settle down here.
Blow it away on the count 3-1. Murray's pitch grounded to short. It's off the glove of Quast. It into short center field. The runner Kleist will hold at third. Barzik aboard at first, and runners at the corners and nobody out.
Yeah, Kleist was holding by second base.
Now batting for the Royals, the shortstop, number 31, Natalie Jen Hartog.
You know, in case the shortstop made the legitimate play, she would have taken off on the throw, but she could only get to third because she was holding up.
Now Natalie Den Hartog, and what a season she has had, hitting .586 on the season. Already 12 extra base hits, Jim, and 15 RBIs in 8 games. Runner from first going, throw is down to third. They hold Kleist there to be a steal for Barzik to get down to second. So when they get second and third now.
Yeah, it was a set play by Wayzata, but Kleist wasn't biting for it.
Murray will be careful if she can here with Den Hartog. Boy, she hit the ball, flashes that one just foul past third. 1-1.
Oh, it's always fun to watch the good hitters. They always seem to make solid contact and just hit it on the line. It's a good idea to be wearing a defensive mask when you're playing against kids like this.
Murray taking her time, looks in and delivers. Must be a little low. And it's 2-1. The pitcher, that's not a bad location. You try to get the bottom of the strike zone there, but you don't want to missed too high up in groove one here to Den Hartog. Hit in the air out to right field. Drifting over is Ingman to the line of foul territory. Makes the catch, throw to the plate, not in time, and both runners move up a run. It's in, and it's 1-0 Hopkins. Sacrifice fly for Den Hartog. Kleist in, Barzik to third.
Yeah, even though she didn't get a hold of that ball and really rip it, gets the run in, doing what she needs to do.
For your Royals, number 21, the pitcher, Merritt.
Yeah, if a team starts leaving runners on base that they should come in and score, for example, runner on third and one out now. That's a run that the team should get in.
Merritt's got a great bat too, and she singles to center on the first pitch. Barzik scores, and it's 2-0.
No problem there getting that runner in.
11th run batted in on the season for Mackenzie Merritt to make it 2-0. It's a great swing, solid base hit to center. Well, that works out just how you expect your top of your order to do it. You get a walk, you can run around an air, and your run producers, Den Hartog and Merritt, each drive in a run, and all of a sudden you're up 2-0. Still nobody out.
One out.
The one out. Yes, I'm sorry, on the sacrifice fly.
There were no unproductive outs.
Right. Sarah Leisman is the courtesy runner over at first base for the pitcher Merritt. And Parker Stoddard is the batter.
That's how Den Hartog started her.
Stoddard, a little flare, but right to the shortstop, Quast, who makes the catch for the second out.
I was going to say, that's how Den Hartog started her varsity career, as being a courtesy runner. And at the time, they had Lauren Figler pitching, who was just an outstanding hitter.
Now batting for your Royals.
And as a result, she was always on base. So Den Hartog was always on base and led the team in scoring and stolen bases that year.
Cassie Curis is the number 6 hitter today for Hopkins.
Pinch running for the Royals at
Royals
first,
left fielder. Grounds at foul. 1 ball, 1 strike to Curis.
She's working the inside of the plate quite a bit. Like I say, it's a pretty good strategy. Those pitches are hard to really get around on and keep in fair territory, especially when the pitches are a little bit slower.
Here's a 275 batting average on the season. Runner going on a delayed steal, and who might have beat her there, but Quast couldn't hang on, and Leisman is in.
Yeah, stolen base on that one, but yeah, the throw was there. She must pick up some dirt in her eye or something.
Yeah, take a look at her here. I think you're right.
Stepped on the fingers. Yep.
I think she got it in the glove, hit her in the Quast glove, kind of hit her across the side of the head, too.
It's kind of tough being a designated runner, huh?
He's all right, though. She'll go back into second base. The okay. So Leisman at second. Again, 2 away, 2 runs in for your Hopkins. And here is the batter. And the pitch to her, driven hard to left. This is going to go down the line for extra bases. Leisman is in. Into second is Harris with a double, and it's 3-0 Royals.
That's a way just to open up and jump on an inside pitch. You just, get that ball, keep it fair, and
now batting for your Royals, number 9, Kirsten Maynard.
Stolen base pays off in a run.
Great start for Hopkins here in the first. Now Kirsten Magard takes the first pitch low for ball one.
Yeah, and Hopkins needed a good start. I mean, they've lost a couple of games in a row that I'm sure they felt they should have won. And, teams go through ups and downs, and it's how you fight back that really counts. And they're doing a good statement right now.
Here's for their fourth double of the season, third run batted in. Ball and strike now to Magard. And behind on that one, a good off-speed pitch by Murray to get it ahead in the count 1-2. Grounded foul.
Go! Move your cart. You got to clear. We'll reset, okay?
Time taken.
You ready now? I think she got a ball.
The umpire called timeout. Murray is taking quite a bit of time there in between these last two pitches. Now is ready and delivers on a swing and a miss. And there's a strikeout to end the inning. The first strikeout for Murray, and Hopkins is up at a productive bottom of the first for the Royals. They get 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 left on. We go to the second inning. Our score: the Hopkins Royals 3 and the Wayzata Trojans nothing.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Mac Merritt is staked out to a 3-0 lead on the mound as she goes to the circle between the first and second innings here as we get ready for the Trojans coming to the plate, trailing 3-0. Sydney Rebois, followed by Anna Engman and Ali Lang here in the second inning for Wayzata. First pitch swings right back to Merritt. Throws to first to Stoddard, and there's out number 1 on a pitch.
Now batting for the Trojans, number 12, Anna Engman.
Yeah, teams making routine plays. I mean, it generally comes down to the team that catches the ball and throws the ball better than the other team is going to win most of the games. I mean, obviously
Merritt, good first pitch in for a strike, and Anna Engman.
A dominating pitcher can have her own say about that, or some outstanding hits. But over the long run, good, solid, fundamental defense is what you're looking for.
High and away, the count 1-1. Fouled at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Caught and a miss, and a strikeout of Ingman is the second strikeout for Mackenzie Barrett, and there's 2 away.
Now batting for the Trojans, number 14, Molly Lang.
Yeah, Mac's working the ball around the zone, throws it up there at the shoulders, and she can't lay off, and he also can't hit that one.
Brings up Molly Lang, takes the first pitch strike. Merritt on the season has worked now 57 innings, allowed 45 hits with 51 strikeouts, 16 earned runs, 6-2 record, and earned run average now under 2. This one grounded to short. Up with it, and Hartog throws to Stoddard. It's another 1-2-3 inning for the Royals in the field. Inning and a half played here at Hopkins. 3-0 Royals.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Pleasant afternoon.
Pleasant music.
No matter if you're a fan, canine, you can enjoy the game today and the weather, right?
Oh, yeah.
There should be a
As one of the assistant coaches on Hopkins would say, it's great football weather. That's John Den Hartog, who's also the football coach here.
Now batting for your Royals, number 15, Macy.
I had a chance to talk briefly, Jim, before the game with Ann Campbell, who had a number of great teams here at Hopkins and was the head coach before Mark Peterson took over 5 years, and Mark was on the staff for Ann for many years, state championship years, and many section championships for Ann. She's now the activities director up at Grand Rapids High School, but came down today to watch the Royals. She's like, I missed it. She really likes her job up at Grand Rapids, living up there, but misses this Hopkins softball community that she was part of for so many years and such great success here. First pitch swinging. This is hit deep out to center field, and it's off the fence. Chachirishvili will get a long single. Macy Chachirishvili, the DP today, with a bullet to the fence.
Number 18, Zoe.
Yeah, you can't hit him much harder than that and stay in the ball yard. Right to dead away, straight away center.
Brings up Zoe Jeske, the catcher. Jeske hitting at .250 on the season. First pitch to her is high.
It's always good to see the former coaches come back and, share the experience and keep up the tradition.
She didn't get rid of all her Hopkins gear either. She had Hopkins Royals softball shirt on. Caught in a miss. Murray looking into Miller and delivers, punted in front of the plate. Miller up with it. Gonna go to second with the throw. Little off the mark. I think Chachirishvili might have beaten it out anyway.
Yeah.
Gonna go as a fielder's choice to allow Jeske to reach. They wouldn't have gotten her even if that had been right on the mark. So no out recorded, 2 runners on, and back to the top of the order for Hopkins and Hannah Kleist.
Yeah, it was a good thought by the catcher. I mean, you're always trying to get the lead runner, particularly when you're already down 3-0. The ball was right in a good spot for her to make a good throw, and just didn't happen for her.
First pitch low to Kleist. Walked, stole a base, and later scored a run. Get Hopkins started in the bottom of the first. Another one low, 2-0.
Come on, Mackenzie.
Three balls and no strikes to Hannah Kleist.
She didn't see a strike in her first at bat.
No, you're right. Only had one walk in the season coming into today. Was on the verge of getting her second in a row here. Taking all the way. It's a strike. It's 3-1.
I'm a little surprised she took that pitch, unless she was looking for an exact, one particular pitch, and that wasn't it.
3-1. A little bit out of the strike zone. It's ball 4. Kleist does her second walk, and the bases are loaded to start the bottom of the second for Hopkins.
Now batting for the Royals, number 11, Abby Barzak.
Now the batter Barzak reached down an error in her first at bat.
Yeah, she hit the ball hard, but it was right to the shortstop. Should have been played. Yeah, you think about what kind of strategy they might employ offensively, but I think they're just going to play it straight up and try and get big innings.
Up high. Trojans are going to talk about it now on the mound. Settle Mackenzie Murray down a little bit.
Yeah, it's a catcher taking charge. Does everybody come in here?
To Barzak. Just missed.
Yeah, most of her pitches haven't been missing by much.
No.
She's got to find that strike zone that the umpire has.
Time called.
I don't know what you said. I thought you said hurt. You were talking to your pitcher.
Yeah, I was.
Had a word for the catcher, Allison Miller. I couldn't hear exactly what it was, but time called. Miller's back in her crouch. 3 balls and no strikes here to Barzak. Bases loaded for Hopkins and nobody out here in the bottom of the second. There's a strike call. Good pitch for Murray. Needs a few more of those, Jim.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to start grooving them too much to this Hopkins lineup, especially the top half.
3-1 pitch, fouled out of play.
Let's see if she can come all the way back from that 3-0 count. Peacemaker put it in play.
Barzak ready. Here's a 3-1 pitch. A little soft liner. It's going to drop into center field. One run is in. Jeske had to hold up to make sure that wasn't caught, so she's at a late break for third.
Well, she not only had to hold up, she ran into the shortstop, and there was obstruction on the play if they would have called her out at third.
Now batting for your Royals, number 31, Natalie
Shachirishvili comes in and scores. RBI for Barzak. Their first run by the end of the season. Bases still loaded, 4-0. And now Den Hartog. We get Den Hartog and Merritt up back-to-back with the bases loaded. It's a tough
nobody
situation
out,
here the Trojans. Yeah, nobody out. Murray's pitch to Den Hartog. Took it for a strike. And Hartog drives it out to right center field. It's off the base of the fence. 2 runs are in. That'll be it. It'll be a 2-run double for Den Hartog. And it's 6-0 Hopkins. A rope hit to the fence in right center field.
Now batting for your Royals, number 21, Merritt.
Jeske scores. Kleiss scores.
You can see the runners kind of, lingering near their bases, making sure that that ball was going to get past the outfielder. But as soon as that was hit, that was the only question was, would it carry over the fence?
Kelsey Anderson now out to talk to Kinsey Murray, trying to get her settled down. George Murray on that one. She knew that it was going to be caught. She didn't even turn around. She knew that was well struck by Den Hartog. Natalie Den Hartog, now 3 RBIs today. Gives her 18 on the season, her 8th double of the year. That's not bad for 9 games to go along with 3 triples and 2 home runs.
Yeah.
Now Mackenzie Merritt's been perfect pitching-wise so far today, and at the plate as well, 1 for 1. Chance to drive in 1 or 2 more here possibly for the Royals. Murray's pitch is a strike call. Way up high to the backstop. Runner breaking for the plate. And safe at home under the tag is Barzak. Just got under the tag of Miller's. Not a lot of room behind home plate to the backstop, and that carry him pretty much back to Miller, but Barzak does just make it in under the tag.
Yeah, that's
wild pitch scores the run.
Yeah, that's always a good question for the catcher. Do you make that throw to the pitcher? Because that, has its own complications. Even though the pitcher might get there a little bit earlier, she's got to feel the ball, find where to throw it, and so on. And with the short backstop here and a good bounce, I'm sure she felt that the catcher could make the play on her own, and almost did.
And another runner breaking to the plate. The throw here is in time. And Hartog trying to score, and Miller gets it to Murray covering. That ball didn't get away too far from home. And Hartog being aggressive, trying to get home on the play, is thrown out. Good play on the put out. Catcher to pitcher, and the Hopkins base runner erased. Just the first out of the inning.
Yeah, a little bit questionable strategy on that with the ball not getting that far away. I'm sure she must have read it slightly differently than the way it turned out. Because with nobody out, you don't want to make the first out at third base or at home plate. Because there's a big, big psychological difference for the defensive team when you got nobody on base as opposed to a runner at third.
Merritt takes outside. A little different at bat for Merritt when she started second and third, and now nobody on base. Count full to the Hopkins cleanup hitter.
So much for that RBI opportunity for him.
Draws a walk. Good at bat for Merritt. All that was going on within that 6-pitch sequence. She's on board for the second time today.
For your Royals, number 19, Parker Stoddard.
Leisman will come in and run again for Merritt. Stoddard comes to the plate. That one gets away from Miller. Leisman moves up to second.
Return throw almost got away as well.
And Stoddard takes another one out of the strike zone. It's 2-0 to the Hopkins sophomore. third on the team in runs batted in behind Den Hartog and Merritt. Takes a strike there. Three and one. AC Harris is on deck.
Yeah, you can tell this lineup is producing the way it's supposed to, with the 3, 4, and 5 hitters being the leading RBI guys.
Walk. You'll see Anderson's out. I wonder if we're going to see a change pitching-wise, and it looks like we are here for Wayzata. Looks like Lindsey Barbella will come in to pitch. Junior will take a break. Murray out, Barbella in. Hopkins, another big inning going. 4 runs in, still just 1 out. Take a break, come back with more coverage. Lake Conference softball on CCX Sports after this.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Lindsey Barbella Jr. will come in relief of Mackenzie Merritt to pitch. Here for Wayzata. He inherits 2 runners on, 1 out here in the Hopkins second, and Cassie Harris the batter.
I would say it's the pitching change. I mean, not that either one of the pitchers is necessarily better than the other, but a lot of times just getting a little different look changes momentum. The game we did earlier on CCX was a Park Center and Armstrong, and both of the pitchers were struggling, and they both got relieved, and then the game settled down.
Yeah, it ended up 12-11, but a lot of those runs scored in the first 3 innings of that game. Rabella's fallen behind Harris. 2-0 Harris with a run-scoring double in the first. Up high. Leisman, the runner at second, started at first for Hopkins. Takes a strike, 3-1. 3-1 pitch hit out in the center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Everyone's going to be safe. Wall couldn't quite come up with it cleanly. Perhaps if she had, she might have had a chance at Leisman, who hung around at second.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Sure, a drop. As it is, it falls in for a single for Harris.
Yeah, I think she had to play easily at third if she would have come up throwing right away. The runner in that case is just kind of hung out because
if she catches it, then you're
right.
out at second. First pitch to Kirsten Maygard is low for ball 1. She is the 9th batter to come up here in the second inning for Hopkins. Four runs in. They had a runner thrown out at the plate. That's the only out of the inning. There's a strike call. Barbella getting it in. Maygard into left field, a solid hit to left. A run is in. RBI single as Leisman comes in, and Maygard got her first hit and a run batted in today.
Another nice solid stroke, you know, not trying to do too much with the ball, just hit the good meat part of the bat on it and drive it into the outfield.
Now Macy Shachirishvili, who started off the inning with a single to straightaway center, was over the head of walk into the fence. Became the first of 5 runners to score here for the Royals in the second.
I know that single was hit every bit as hard as Dan Hartog's double. Just
a speed pitch in for a strike.
That just locked her up.
Marbella gets ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one off of Miller's glove, but nobody going here. That's 2-2.
I think the thinking is if Dan Hartog can't score on a wild pitch, everyone else is going to be pretty careful.
Count goes full now. 3-2 on Shachirishvili. Bella's pitch hit in the air. Right field foul, and no one can catch it. It's a foul ball. Count stays at 3-2. Really no play at all there for second baseman Mortensen or Ingman coming in from right.
Yeah, and each of the runners on that, anytime there's a foul pop-up, you should never leave the base. And each of the runners were doing exactly that.
It's in the dirt. That's ball 4. And a run batted in for Macy Shachirishvili. Parker Stoddard in to score.
Now batting for the Royals,
Uris to third, Maygard to second. 6 runs in for Hopkins here in the second. First pitch strike to Zoe Jeske. Six runs on 5 hits with a couple of walks in the inning. More than a couple, 4 walks in the inning. So I add up my scorebook again.
Makes it tough to put zeros on the board when you're given free bases.
Marbella looks into Miller, delivers to Jeske. Hoping for strike 3 there, but that missed. Jeske reached on a fielder's choice early in the second inning and scored a run. Grounder to second. Mortensen will get 1 out, tagging the runner Shachirishvili. Oh, is he safe? Missed the tag. Shachirishvili got around it, looks like. Take a look at it again. Oh, yeah. Did not tag her. And a swipe at her. She went behind her, but couldn't get the out.
Yeah, and she didn't run out of the baseline. You know, you're allowed to go a couple of feet. She was just able to, you know, sneak it by.
So Jeske will get credit for a run batted in. Reaches on a fielder's choice again. Curis is in. Magard to third. Chatirishvili, who got around that tag, is at second. And Jeske at first, and Hannah Kleist out for the third time already here in the first 2 innings. First pitch strike to her. Popped up, foul territory, and Rabois makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting for your Royals, number 11, Evelyn Barzak.
Barzak back up to the plate. Scored a couple of runs, already has a hit and an RBI to her credit as well.
Outfield shading her around to the left.
First pitch is outside and low, ball 1.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when if you don't know much about the lineup and you see the number 2 hitter coming up batting left-handed, you're thinking slap, but this is not a slap situation. I'm not sure if she's does that part of her repertoire. I don't think so.
1-1 count, and another strike is 1-2. Yeah, it's called strike 3 on Barzak. And Barbella works out of further trouble, but a huge inning for Hopkins at the plate. They get 7 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and the Royals strand 3. We have played 2 complete innings now at Hopkins. The Royals up on Wayzata 10-0.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed.
I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it.
I just want my family to be safe.
But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
So far in today's game, Wayzata trailing Hopkins 10-0. We talked about Hopkins briefly had lost their last 2 games to Minnetonka 2-1 in 8 innings, and then yesterday to Eden Prairie 6-4, and wanting to get back on track, and they've certainly done that today.
Yeah, they came out today looking to make a statement, and Wayzata's had a tough season so far this year, not winning any games, but I'm sure this is exactly the game that they're looking for so far.
Mackenzie Merritt's had a long rest as far as a pitching concern. She'll come back to the circle here,
Now batting for
facing the
Trojans,
7,
number
8, and
17,
9
Megan
hitters for
Witchker.
Wayzata. Megan Witchker, Georgie Elswick. Mackenzie Murray was slated in the number 9 spot. Starting pitcher today. Well, dribbler hit down to third. Kleist in quickly, throws over to first to Stoddard for the out.
Hopkins has a very solid left side of the infield. I mean, I was watching Den Hartog on the earlier play and Kleist there. You know, they just both attack the ball,
Now
field their
batting for the
position
Trojans,
very
number
well,
23,
get their feet set,
Georgie Elswick.
make good strong throws. You know, sound fundamentals over there on the left side.
Elswick, first pitch low and in at the knees, ball 1. Strike call. One and one to Elswick. Two and one. Two balls, two strikes. Fouled on the play.
All right, Georgie. Getting that one out now.
She's staying alive.
Keep babbling up there, Georgie.
Merrick hasn't allowed a base runner yet.
7 up, 7 down so far with 2 strikeouts, 3 ground balls, 2 flyouts.
And a bunch of offensive support.
No doubt. A little bit low. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's pitch, and good swing by Elswick, stays alive, fouls it back to the screen. Called strike 3. Merritt comes back and gets the K there for her 3rd strikeout.
I'm sure she was thinking it was outside, but boy,
Number 7, Kenzie Murray.
a little bit too close of a pitch to leave in the hands of the umpire.
Now Murray, her first at bat, started the game. That pitcher came out after an inning and a third, replaced by Barbella. At the plate, foul, strike 1. There's a strike call. And Murray's behind in the count, 0-2. Blown away, 1-2.
See the catcher jump outside, about 2 feet outside. Seemed like no way was that pitch going to be in the strike zone.
Here it's 1-2 up high. It's 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout. It's the 9th batter retired by Merritt to start the ball game for Hopkins. Another perfect inning for the Royals in the field. Nothing across for Wayzata. After 2.5, it remains Hopkins 10, Wayzata nothing.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to make sure your child is protected.
John Jacobson and Jim Feldman with you at Hopkins High School. Beautiful Friday afternoon from Lake Conference Softball. Hopkins Royals looking for their 7th win of the season. Up on Hopkins 10-0 after 2.5. 3, 4, and 5 hitters up for the Royals. Then Hartog, Merritt, and Stoddard.
Yeah, Hopkins working on their 3rd time through the order, and Wayzata has been through 1 so far.
And a first pitch strike. And Hartog already with 3 runs batted in today. Sacrifice fly in the first, 2-run double in the second. Rips this one to right, but stays in the air, and the catch made by Ingman for out number 1.
That was a good catch out there. It's just, it's kind of hit right at her, and it was slicing a little bit. She played it very well.
One away for Mackenzie Merritt. Been on both times with a base hit and a walk.
Scoreboard.
The change in pitchers seems to have made a little bit of a difference.
And just 1 run allowed so far by Marbella since she came in here for Wayzata. That pitch missing high to Merritt. It's 2-1. And another strike. Officially for Barbella's pitch 1 complete inning, getting up a couple of hits, walk and a strikeout. In the dirt, and the count is full to Merritt, 3-2. And ball 4 to Merritt. got her second walk today.
Now batting for the Royals, number 19, Parker Stoddard.
Yeah, but Barbella needs to just keep on working the strike zone. I mean, it's Hopkins been on a roll. It's not going to stop by walking people. You got to get in there and just give it your best shot and see what you can do.
First pitch strike to Stoddard.
And she's done a pretty good job of doing that. But finishing the hitters is critical.
Speed pitch inside for a ball.
It's a really nice looking changeup she's got.
One, that's low. 2-1. Three and one to Stoddard. It's low. Stoddard has her second walk. Back-to-back walks here with one out in the third for Hopkins.
Now batting.
Policeman, the courtesy runner down to second.
Harris.
Cassie Harris, the batter.
Let's see if they start picking up where they left off in the last inning.
Harris, first pitch strike. 2 for 2 today. Double in the first, single in the second. Inside and low, 1-1. Out in front of it and hit foul by Harris. An off-speed pitch there by Barbella.
That's pretty good bat. Yeah.
Needed to wait just another beat on that ball.
But you got a bat on it and wasted it. That's a pretty good piece of hitting.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss is strike 3. And out number 2, second strikeout for Barbella.
Now batting for the Royals, number 9, Kirsten Maygard.
Now Kirsten Maygard. He's 1 for 2 today. First pitch bounces to the plate for ball 1. Two balls, no strikes to Maygard. There's a strike. Three and one. Runners moving up. Leitzman to third, Stoddard to second. And that pitch that just got a little bit away from Miller, but enough to allow the runners to move up.
Yeah, well, the runners were definitely looking to advance. I mean, that's it's one of those little details that the good teams do all the time.
Now batting for your Royals, number 15, Macy Shaturishvili.
And we've seen a lot of the good fundamental play from Hopkins just in terms of positioning, in terms of the way they're attacking the situations at bat and on the bases.
Now Macy Shaturishvili, her third at bat today. A single with a walk. And on twice already. Run scored and a run batted in as well. Chops this one. Barbella off the circle, throws to the play. Miller can't quite come up with the ball. Hand dropped it. And by the time she was able to successfully pick it up, Leitsman was in. Would be an error on the catcher, allowing the runner to score. And it's 11-0.
There's a force out at home, and so the throw could have been a little bit higher. That throw was in a good spot if you needed to tag the runner out. It's one of those little fundamental details. You got to make the receiver of your throw be comfortable with where it's going. When you got a runner bearing down on you from third base, you might expect some contact, but again, with it being a force out.
This is hit into center field for a base hit. In comes Stoddard. Maynard will hold up at third. A run scoring single for Zoe Jetski. Her second run batted into the day.
Number 6, Hannah.
Yeah, just to finish that thought on the force out at home. Is as a catcher, rather than standing right on the plate ready to block it, you can get off and just have your foot on, avoid all potential contact.
Bases are loaded for Hopkins. Have already got 2 runs in here. Kleist up. It's her fourth at bat today.
We said that before today. Bases loaded for Hopkins.
Yeah, just once or twice. Kleist would love to get a couple of runs batted in herself, I'm sure, here. Got 2 runs scored today. A couple of walks, but officially 0 for 1 at the plate on the day. High and away. Count 2-2. Ripped out to left center field and deep. It's off the fence. 2 runs are in. Here's the throw to the plate, and safe is Jeske. It's a 3-run double, and moving up to third on the throw home is Kleist.
By another ball that was right out to the fence. Been teeing off today.
Number 11, Eddie Barzak.
Well, Kleist got her RBIs.
Yeah.
3 of them on 1 play.
Well, when you're a leadoff hitter, it's always nice to come. It's always nice to come up with some runners on base and then actually do something with it.
Well, he had 1 RBI in the season coming in, 3 there. Her 3rd double of the season. Now Barzak to the plate. And a strike call. Two and 1 to Barzak. Three and 1. And Hartog on deck. And this is into left field for a base hit. Opposite field single for Barzak. She got her 2nd run batted into the day. Kleist is in to score. And it's another big inning for the Royals. They've played at 6 here in the 3rd.
3 runs, number 31, Natalie Dan Hartog.
Another fundamentally good executed at bat. Just taking the outside pitch, going the other way.
And Hartog rips it down the left field line. That is a hit. Might have caught the tip of Ellswick's glove, but boy, that was ripped
but
off
she
the
had
bat.
no real chance to catch that ball.
Then Hartog with a solid single to left. Barzik to second. And now Mackenzie Merritt.
I mean, all you can do is kind of throw your glove up there and hope it goes in.
Merritt got this all started this inning with a one-out walk, followed by a walk to Stoddard after Harris made the second out. Magard walked. Vila reached on a fielder's choice. Jeske with an RBI. Kleist with a double. Barzik a single. Den Hartog a single. And we're back around to Merritt.
Yeah, second inning in a row that they've batted around.
Merritt, healthy swing at that. Fouls it out of play. Merritt hits one, diving at shortstop and knocking it down was Quaz. And Quaz saves a run.
Yeah.
Also, I hate to see that when in a game that's already decided. But look at Quaz dive out for this one, and that keeps Barzik from coming in to score. It is an infield single for Merritt, but credit the shortstop for Wayzata diving out on that one and knock it down.
Yeah, nobody's given up. You know, it's a sign of a bunch of players that want to play the game the right way. You got an opportunity to make a play, you take every opportunity to actually try and make it.
Leisman will come in to run for Merritt. Leisman scored 3 runs with his courtesy runner today.
Pitch hitting for the Royals, number 27, Angie Rainey.
We'll get a pinch hitter here. Angela Rainey is going to hit in place of Parker Stoddard.
Yeah, I'll see if Peterson starts emptying the bench here.
First pitch from Barbella misses for ball 1 to Rainey. Rainey is a junior, listed as a catcher on the roster. Foul at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch laid off, and it's 2-2. Jim, guess what? The bases are loaded again for Hopkins. 2-2 pitch to Rainey. It's a foul. Stays alive at 2-2. Arbella taking a little bit off that pitch. Rainey stays alive. Another change of
just missed.
Arbella wanted that one. Pretty good pitch. Rainey lays off, and it's a ball.
Yeah, sometimes when you're completely fooled, you just get away with it.
3-2 and a swing and a miss. And Rainey strikes out to retire the side. But another big inning for Hopkins at the plate. 6 runs on 5 hits. They leave the bases loaded again. And now after 3, our score, Hopkins 16. Wayzata nothing.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Box score, Hopkins putting up a lot of runs, and they left the bases loaded twice. But I'm sure we'll not count that overall the negative today. They've really swung the bat well. Mackenzie Merritt has been literally perfect in the pitching circle through 3 innings as well.
And they've got an opportunity to close out the game this inning. The high school rules had always been 10 runs after 5, and then this year they added a 15 run after 4 mercy rule. So just gets through this inning and
now batting.
Let's giving up 2 runs or less.
Amy Quast.
1 run.
Right. Top of the 4th inning, and Amy Quast as we go back to the top of the order for Wayzata. Quast, who flew out to start the ball game. His first pitch outside from Merritt. It's at Hard, the shortstop. Then Hartog, a strong throw to first, had no problem fielding that and fires a bullet that started at first for out number 1.
Now batting for the Trojans, number 19, Allison Miller.
Watts has probably hit it as hard as anybody today, but she has nothing to show for it. Not 2 at bats. Fly out to center now. Hard ground out to short. Allison Miller, the batter. First pitch misses high, ball 1.
Yeah, I was wondering if Mark Peterson was going to bring in another pitcher because, Merrick's thrown every pitch this season, and you never know when you start getting in the section play if you're going to need a second pitcher. But he's going with the ace. I mean, she does have a perfect game going. It's hard to pull her.
Strike call. Both of these teams in weekend tournaments tomorrow. It means 3 more games.
Yeah, and those don't count in the standings, so maybe they'll...
No. Ball hit in the air. Right field, foul territory, and no one has a shot at that one. It's just strike. And they count 2-2 to Biller.
Up there.
Merritt's pitch. High, it's 3-2. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Miller rung out for out number 2.
Yeah, it's a good sequence of pitches. The previous one high and away, and so you got the batter's eye set up there, and then you come back and burn the inside corner.
Two away, and the last chance now for Wayzata is Katie Walk. Center fielder flew to center and her only at bat today. Strike call, 1-1. To Wayzata, you don't want to get shut out. You really don't want to get no hit. Katie Walk,
at least get a base runner sometime.
Yeah.
On the other hand, this is the kind of game that could actually make a turning point in their season.
Walk takes outside.
Hopkins lost a couple of games and they seem to have come back and made a statement. And, maybe if you get a perfect game thrown against you and a 3.5 inning game, it might light a fire of some sort.
Low, and it's 3-1. Merritt wanted that a long look in to the home plate umpire after that pitch. Walk taking your time. Merritt's ready and delivers 3-2. It's ball 4, and so no hitter still intact, but not the perfect game as Walk draws a 2-out walk here in the 4th inning.
They get their cleanup hitter to park one over the fence, and we play on.
Sylvia Warbois, the batter. Warbois behind on that pitch, 0-1. Sylvia today ground out. The pitcher in her only at bat. Hits this one pretty well out to right field, in the air and into the glove of Hawley to end the game. Well struck ball by Robbois, but it's an out. And for Wayzata in the 4th, no runs, no hits. They leave a runner, and Hopkins gets the win, Jim, impressively 16-0 in 3.5 innings today.
Yeah, we've been saying all along, they've been trying to make a statement and get back in the winning track. And Wayzata looks a little disheveled there, but everything's going well.
Hopkins on the season breaks their 2-game losing streak. They improved to 7-2 on the season. It's a team that lost last year to Armstrong beat Armstrong, I should say, in the section championship, which was a terrific section final. Went on to the state tournament, won a game down there, and it certainly has the makings of a team that can win this section 6-4A again this year, I think.
Yeah, section 6 is down a little bit still. And, overall the teams are a tad bit better than they were last year. But, if Hopkins gets hot, they can certainly come out of that section.
That pitching and hitting and the defense was there today, and overall a great team win for the Royals. Well, that'll do it for our telecast today from Hopkins High School. For Jim Feldman and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Our final score once more from Hopkins. It's the Royals over the Trojans, 16-0.